Hello and welcome to this video. On this video I'm going to be doing a quick oil change by the extraction method on my year 2000 ML320 Mercedes-Benz. And it holds about 8.5 quarts of oil, and before you get started you're going to need the correct filter, which is a MON HU718/5X. That's like the fiber type filter. And you're going to need the correct tool to remove the oil filter housing. It's a 74 millimeter by 14 flute, and you don't really want to use a 76 by 14 because it'll end up damaging it, so you want a 74 by 14. So if you don't have that tool, you want to go ahead and order it, and you can see where I have mine sitting on the filter housing now. And at the moment I'm actually extracting the oil using a Pella extractor. I'm going to back up the camera and show you that here in just a second. So here's the Pella extractor. What I did is I took the dipstick out and fed the extraction tube down into where the engine is, and the engine is warm. I just took it for a drive, and so the oil is extracting now. It holds 8.5 quarts, so this extractor I think will go 8.5 quarts, but if not I may have to stop and pour some out and finish the extraction. And in just a second I will go ahead and show you how to take the filter housing off. Okay, in order to take the filter housing off, what you're going to need to do, like I had mentioned, is put a 74, it's actually like 74.2 millimeter by 14 flute socket onto your oil filter housing, which is right here. And then make sure it's on there snug and turn left to loosen. So once you've gotten that loosened up, you'll be able to loosen it by hand. And so we'll put some cloths down here so we can take the whole thing out. I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay, I'm ready to go ahead and remove this piece here. A couple things. You're going to need your new filter, and it comes with O-rings. You're going to need a special O-ring tool like this. It's plastic that you can take the old O-rings off without damaging any parts. So you want to use a plastic one, and you want to have some plastic bags and paper towels and stuff handy because this is going to be a little messy. This whole thing comes out as a long assembly like this, and you're going to lay it onto a cloth. And what you're going to do is pull this filter off, the old one, put a new O-ring here. There's one that goes underneath here, one that goes here, and a couple that go here. So you'll pull all those, sorry, there's 4 O-rings total, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll take those O-rings off and replace them with the ones from the kit. And when you put the new filter on, you want to be real careful that you don't mess up this O-ring, so you want to put a little oil on it. So I'll get all that set up and I'll come back. Okay, I have the new filter set up. I put new O-rings on in the 4 positions I had noted earlier. According to size, there's 1 extra O-ring, and that's for a different style of filter housing. Now what I'm going to do is I put a little bit of oil on the O-rings, and I'm going to screw it into the filter housing. I'm going to go get my torque wrench, and I'll come back and show you how to torque it. All right, I have my torque wrench set to 25 Newton meters, and I'm going to go ahead and start tightening this until the torque wrench clicks. And there we go, 25 Newton meters. So that part's done. I'm going to come back in a minute and we're going to start putting in the new oil. Okay, I'm ready to start adding oil. I put the dipstick back in. I'm going to start out by adding about 6 quarts of oil, and then I'll run the engine for a minute and make sure there's no leaks. And I'll especially focus around the filter housing where I just put the filter in. I noticed this engine has a little bit of sludging started, so it's a good thing I'm changing the oil. Mercedes has this philosophy of changing the oil like every 10,000 miles, which is much too long. And also, it's really important that you use only synthetic European formula oil. So right here I got Mobil 1 European car formula 0W40. And the reason being is dyno oils are petroleum-based products. They tend to get sludging over time. They tend to get varnish and lacquer. They form Lewis acids when the water starts to condense inside the oil. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, add 6 quarts of oil, start the engine, run it, make sure there's no leaks. Then I'm going to get it on a level surface and top it up. And then we'll come back and I'll show you how to reset your mileage meter if you so desire. Okay, this is your odometer button. So you're going to turn the key to position 2, push it twice within 1 second, turn it back to 0, hold it down, turn it back to position 2, and hold it for about 10 seconds, and your indicator light should reset itself. Okay, mine just set itself to 10,000 miles interval, so that's good. So that's it, and we're done. Thanks for watching the video.